I was 39 years old when I started crab fishing. 39 years old! If there's one thing that I'm great at, it's starting over. It's the first day of the season. Are we gonna have fun?
We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have a good season.
Heck yeah! Woohoo! Some of you have asked me, how did I get into the fishing world? How did I become a crabber? I wanted to tell you guys how I became a crabber, share a little bit about what my story is, and if you are watching me because you're wondering how you can also be a crabber, I'd like to give you some tips on how you might be able to make that happen. I was an English teacher, a Spanish teacher. I was also in sales and marketing for a number of years. Then I was also a professional waitress. Your lounge service, cigars, cigarettes. One of the main things I've done has been a professional hustler. It's about 2:30 in the morning and I got all these flowers here. All right, it's the next day. It's about 2:20. I have to work at 4:45. So I have a couple hours to sell all of these bouquets right here. $5, $6, $10 a piece. Ew! Fast forward to 2018, I'm a waitress and my dad had asked me if I wanted to try going out crab fishing on his friend's boat. Here we go. Crazy!
This is crab. We're going after Dungeness crabs here.
We're on an awesome crabbing boat. I'm learning how to do it. I got my crab gear on.
Captain Chris, he's the best crab fisherman in the world.
Alright, we got the big one this time. We're looking for the monster crab. Monster! I didn't have any experience whatsoever.
6 inches, 6 inches.
I did let him know that I was interested in getting on the boat if he had any room for me. About 6 months later, he actually called me up at the last minute, because that's how things happen with boats, by the way. They happen at the last minute. Somebody can't show up, somebody gets fired. Everything is like boom, boom, boom. I know that now. And so I waited about 5 minutes to give him an answer and call him back. And he's like, oh, sorry, I actually asked somebody else. And I was like, no! Everything happens for a reason, blah, blah, blah. So I continued waitressing. At the end of 2019, the captain had called me and told me that he had plans to go to Alaska in the summer of 2020. And he wanted to know if I would be up for the experience. He said, I have no idea how it's gonna turn out. If you're up for just going and seeing how it is and having an experience, that's what I can guarantee you. I can't guarantee anything else. And I was like, hell yeah, man. I hung up. I was like, dancing, I was jumping up and down afterwards. I was so freaking excited. I really contemplated going to my waitressing job the next day and telling them, hey, guess what? I'm giving you guys 6 months notice. I'm actually leaving. You guys should totally try finding somebody else right now. There's just this little voice inside my head that was like, whoa, don't tell anybody anything. March 2020 happens, COVID, of course. I lose my job March 16th. So the whole trip was canceled. So I had moved home to be with my dad for a little bit. And then the captain had invited me back to the boat to go fishing in Puget Sound in 2020. And he told me that it was a really good first way to start crab fishing, because when you're on the ocean, the weather is always like really unpredictable and there's always swell. Like when you're on the ocean, there's always swell. But when you're on the Puget Sound in Washington, it's pretty much like bathwater most of the time. It's a really good introduction to fishing because the season is not very long and you really get a chance to see whether you like the work. There's not a lot of pots, but it's a really good introduction. So if you are thinking about crab fishing, working in Puget Sound for a season could definitely be an option for you, so you could have a chance to see what that's like. Before we went, like a month before we went, me and Garrett would tell each other, hey, guess what? What? We're going crab fishing in a month. Yeah, we're going crab fishing in a month. I remember we would say that to each other all the time. Here we are. We're with our friend Garrett. Hi, Garrett.
Hi.
We've just come into Pedro's, the only Mexican restaurant in Raymond, and we've ordered margaritas, the grandes.
We have to down these 7 minutes.
The restaurant closes at 8:30, and it is 8:25. And I said, do we have time, to finish them? And she goes, nope, we close at 8:30. And so I said, okay, we've got 5 minutes to down these suckers. Bottoms up, Garrett. It was just so fun to look forward to it, and we were gonna have so much fun. Hopefully we were gonna make some money, which we did, and we caught some crabs. It was definitely a great introduction. And then I asked the captain after that if I could continue working on the boat. He said that he already had a winter crew. If he was still fishing and if there were still crabs, I could work on the boat in the springtime. Hey, this spot's been stuck for a year. And then we actually went to Alaska in 2021. I think the most important thing that helped me get on the boat was my hustling experience. I'm not afraid to try something new. And if crab fishing or fishing in general, or anything for that matter, if it's not for you, you're gonna find out really, really quickly that it isn't for you. Holy mackerel. Okay, oh shoot, whoa. That's how my morning's going. Woo-hoo. Go out there, do it, try it. At least you'll know whether you like it or you don't like it. It's butt-ass cold out here, and we're about to rock it. Isn't that right, Garrett?
It is.
I had no idea that I was gonna fall in love with crabs. Can you believe that? If you would have told me 5 years ago I'm gonna fall in love with crabs, I'd have thought you were freaking nuts. And fishing and animals and ocean life and living on the boat, oh freaking my. I hope that you guys learned something about fishing from me. And if you were thinking about getting on a boat, I hope that my story inspires you to try. Boats are just like anybody else. There's good boats, there's bad boats, there's a plethora of different types of boats out there. And if you're looking for a boat job, you can definitely find one. If you would like to get on a boat, there's a few tips that I have right now. If you want to get on a big boat, you have to think about being gone a lot of the time. If you're going to Alaska, you're going to be gone for several months. If you have a girlfriend or if you have a boyfriend that you have to see all the time, maybe living on a boat isn't for you. Same thing if you have a pet. So being out on the ocean all the time is definitely something that you need to give some thought to. One of the best things you can do is walk the docks. You walk the docks, you talk to people, you fill out a 5x7 note card. And again, if you don't have any experience, tell the captain why they should hire you. Because I believe there's a lot of really good workers out there that could learn really well if somebody just gave you a chance. And don't forget to put that note card in a Ziploc bag, because boats get wet. And when somebody leaves really fast, that captain is gonna have your information and he can give you a call when he's in need, just like I got that call. So be prepared to get that call whenever, and be prepared to drop everything if you really, really want it. Another thing you can do is you can go and talk to places that unload crab or fish or wherever it is. They have a general sense of, what boats are catching what boats are nicer. Ask them if they have any tips for you. And if you are 39 or 25 or 45 or whatever you are out there and you have the desire to try something new, don't let fear stop you. Get out there and try something new. Just like me, don't be afraid to start over. Change is all we got, right?
The lobsters there, dude.
I think they like our bait.